Good morning, everybody. I'm on my next hike, which is Mount Greylock towards Vermont. I'm actually using this large Appalachian trail, specifically Massachusetts, just to convey what's going on. So at the end of my last hike, I ended up at Mount Greylock, which is right here. So for the next hike, I would have parked here, gotten an Uber ride or a shuttle, and using that access road, they would have dropped me off there. What I learned this week is that that access road is closed. So what I had to do was actually park here, and I've walked this, which is about 5.6, and now I'm making my way back. So not the most efficient, but when the access road is closed to get to the trail, you gotta come up with alternatives. So that's what we're doing today. What I'm calling the calm before the storm. So we're approaching some incline. The total incline for this hike is going to be about 3,600 feet, which is pretty substantial for a hike. So we're just approaching it. I don't know if you can see in the back of that fog there, start to get an outline, but so just enjoying this path up to that incline. It's chilly today, a little raw. It rained last night, so I don't know if you can see the leaves, they're wet. It's a little slippery. So we're gonna be taking our time today. It's gonna take a while, but just more to enjoy. All right, for those who don't do a lot of hiking or skiing or anything in the mountains or large hills, this is what's called the switchback. So you can hear I'm breathing heavy because I'm already on the hill, but you'll see the sign, the trail marker, it says we're going to the right. So this is a sharp turn to the right, you can see. And then what this is doing is, instead of going straight up vertically, it cuts across the mountain horizontally. Think about when you were younger, riding a bike on a hill. Instead of going straight up, oftentimes you'd go from side to side with a gradual increase with each turn. And that's essentially what this is, to make it a little bit easier, especially on something like this, which is 3,600 gain. So yeah, switchback. So we'll keep walking on this, and then it will do the same thing, turning to the left instead of turning to the right, and you just zigzag your way up the mountain. So we're on the summit, the first summit. There's 3 summits on this hike, and this is the first one. So we just came up 2,400 feet. And then we'll dip down and go back up to the next summit, dip down and go back up. So, but as you can tell, November day, it's chilly, the wind is blowing, a little raw, but it's great. Beautiful view. So we came down off the first summit, so we dropped probably about 1,000 feet. So we're in the valley, making our way across the valley to the second summit. So we're on our way to summit number 2. Yay! So here we go. Start of the incline to the second summit. See, it's all rock steps. I'm not sure if you can see the vertical, but I can assure you, and you can tell by the sound of my breathing, it is definitely vertical. So, see you at the top. So I think this is a good time for a mental minute. Here we have this big tree laying across the trail. I don't think I can climb over it. I could go under it, Although that would be a little challenging. I'd have to slide on my stomach. Doable, but probably uncomfortable. And then the other option, well, one other option, is to go around it. There's a little path there. Or the final option would be to turn around and go back. So I'm gonna go around it. And I think you know, a good example of the challenges that we face in life. We have options in terms of how we deal with them. Some options aren't going to be possible. Some are going to be difficult. Some are going to be doable, but a little less difficult. And then the final one was to give up. So those are the options with anything in life. And you just got to choose which option you want to take. And that's entirely up to you. So sorry, this was spur of the moment. No real deep thinking here, but just saw something on the trail that I thought resonated with life. So I'm going to tackle this challenge by going around it. All right, so we're on top of Mount Williams, which is the second summit of the hike. A little over 2,900 feet. So from the last summit, we dipped down about 1,000, and then we came back up to 2,900. So again, some vertical gain there, and we'll start the trek to the third summit, which is Mount Greylock. So we'll see you there. So I don't know if you can see it, but between those branches, that is the third and final summit. That is Mount Greylock. And if you can see the monument at the top. If you can't see it now, we'll see it in about half an hour, up close and personal. All right, we're getting close, but I wanted to show you what this last part looks like. Actually, if I do that, it's like a ski hill. So we came up that path. So just coming up these rock steps. All right, you get the idea. All right, it's the third summit, Mount Greylock. It's where we ended last time, so it probably looks familiar. So, all right, headed back now to the truck. We'll see you later. All right, so you can see 11.9 miles, 5 hours and 26 minutes. Like I said, it was a logistic kind of a challenge. I had to do an out and back, which means I go out to a certain point and then come back. And again, that's because the access road to Mount Greylock was closed. So I basically had to hike to where I ended the last hike and then hike here. So it's really only about 5 miles of the trail, but I had to get it done, and the road doesn't open until the spring anyway. So beautiful day. Feet are sore, but besides that, all is well. So hope everyone is good, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.